had this Hemedica come in my store that looked just like Bo Bo. I was like, you look like Bo Bo. He said, yeah, that's my cousin. He was like 7 foot and everything. I was like, seriously? He said, yeah, it's my cousin. He said, Bo Bo's my cousin. And then you know how he was playing in Philly for a little bit and all that. I was like, oh snap, tall ass Hemedica. All right, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites coming in week out. The downfall of this world, not just this wicked kingdom, the rulership of this world, which is the people of the synagogue of Satan, and their regime is crumbling all around them. And we are here to help usher in the coming of our Lord and Savior, who we call Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. But first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashik, Yahweh Shai, Ba'harakat, and we want to give double honor to the elders who taught us this truth and who have ushered in a great work for Yahweh, Ba'ashik, Yahweh Shai. And we, as men of the Lord, following in these great men's footsteps, we hope that we are part of the elect, and that our works do not go in vain, and that we can establish ourselves amongst the number that we call 144,000. So with that, we will begin. All right, now all of our brothers here, we just got out of work. Long day, but the work must get done. All right, so we want to get into through the spirit. We want to get into endurance, man. Endurance in this thing. And the reason why we want to get into endurance is because if I'm pretty sure most brothers know what's going on around the world. Most brothers know what's going on around the world with the war, the fake war, the proxy war, whatever you want to call it. It's a bunch of theatrics going on. And if you have noticed, it is a bunch of theatrics. And the reason why I say it's theatrics is because you got the supreme leader, you got Netanyahu, and you got Trump all telling each other what they're about to do before they do it. Tweet, yeah, you better not, because I'm going to bomb them the next day bomb. Yeah, I'm going to bomb this. And it's all a stage, and they're literally pulling the veil over you people's eyes. But for you Hebrew Israelites, that's who we're really talking to right now, those who are in the know, we need you to have endurance, man.
You know what? It makes sense too, because what did Yahweh Shai say? Yahweh Shai said that he said he shall hear wars and rumors of wars, right. But
the end is not yet.
But he said, but be not afraid, for the end is not yet. And that's how you know that these little wars or these rumors of wars, it's not the end. So you don't have to feel like, all right, this is it.
Right.
When real war, World War III comes, it's going to come. You're not going to see it coming.
And we got to also...
the prophets will be able to see it coming, but the rest of you people, you're not going to be able to see it coming.
And we got to wait for that chip as well.
We got to wait for the chip first. Chip has to come first for World War III, because World War III is the nations fighting it for the power seat. Really after America is destroyed. Really.
After America is destroyed, yeah, it's going to be simultaneous.
Because that's what the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shabbat, Yahweh's judgment.
Hey, I know I put it somewhere. I had it.
Which
my Jackiana. But it's cool. It's cool. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. It might be in my car somewhere.
Yo, you know what? Because America gonna be on a do or die scenario at that point. Because hypothetically, if they so-called hypothetically won, they would have to rebuild from the beginning, and that'll happen because other nations will be strong again. They still gonna go down because they're gonna be in rebuild stage. Ain't gonna be no nukes. Ain't gonna be no military, no weaponry, no land to defend or hide. They gotta just go from like fighting from just butt naked, and other nations would just trample over them at that point, even if that was the case. But you know, that's how you know Esau is going down anyway, even from that perspective.
Per Thumb brought out James 1:12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Fawada, I keep Fawada.
Yeah, and that man is blessed that endureth, because the scriptures say that he that endureth to the end shall be saved.
It's crazy. I saw it on the cameras. It's just so much better. But remember, they saturate the colors. We ain't gonna get into that. All right, so we want to definitely get into endurance because of these things. And like I was saying before I walked off camera, I wanted to. No, I still. Trust me, they make better everything, and everything. Everything on this phone is made by them. That's the crazy part. But the reason why I want brothers to understand the endurance that you have to have in this is because you're going to get a lot, like the brothers just said. You're going to hear wars and rumors of wars. You're going to see proxy wars. You're going to get your hopes up. Like first it was like Trump calling it a ceasefire 12-day war. This will be known as the 12-day war. And the very next day, the supreme leader goes, no, I'm not taking no peace treaties. We're not doing that. It's a bunch of hoopla. And I understand for a lot of you brothers, man, you know, who are meditating on terror, meditating on prophecy, being in the spirit of prophecy, it can be very overwhelming or underwhelming, if you will, hearing how things are going. Because as soon as we started hearing about World War III, I know most brothers who are in the House of Murder,
I'm gonna bring it out now.
you know, I'm sorry, in the House of Mourning, you know, they're all like, we are, like, yeah, we almost out of here. The Lord is definitely upticking. The Lord is still upticking the way it's supposed to go. But brothers need to be prudent and circumspect to understand everything that's laid out upon the plain table, okay? You understand that these men are systematically putting things in position to get ready for the New World Order. World War III will start, but it can't happen until other prophecies and things hit. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Matthew 24, I'm going to start at 5. It says, I'll start at 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Exactly.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, and shall deceive many. Here's the point. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Say, but the end is not yet. So what we're hearing is we're seeing the uptick, the pieces put in place for the great wars to come. All right? We're seeing them pass bills and create different narratives around the world, right? We're seeing all these things, and I understand for those brothers that have been in the truth 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years, you know, it's like, come on, and then all of a sudden it's like an ebb and flow. It's like they come up, they come back down. They come up,
2020 was like that.
they come back down. They come up, they come back down, and it can be it can make a man weary.
Yeah, weary.
It can make you weary, man. It can make you weary because we are hoping for things that are unseen, right? We have faith in things that we believe in that we have not seen, and we all want to see these things come to fruition. We want to see the second coming of Yahushua, right? We want to see the downfall of our enemies. We want to be crowned by Yahushua himself, right? We want to see spiritual power. We want to see these things, right? But everything is on the time of the Lord and not at the time of man.
Shalom, brother. Shalom.
All right, shalom. Everything is not on our time, it's on the Lord's time, right? But I will say this to you. Even though the Lord is giving us crumbs right now, you still need to see the writing on the wall because the whole world is turning against the Amalekites. The Lord says, I shall have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And we're seeing it uptick all over YouTube. My algorithm is just people from all over the world calling them out on being FJs. You're not the real Jews of the Bible. Calling them out on their hypocrisy, calling them out on their genocide, calling them out on all the things that they've been doing wickedly on the earth. They're getting called out by every nation. People are just left and right calling them out. I seen a video earlier, and it was a Jew, and the boy was like, "Are you a Jew? Are you a white Jew from Europe?" He said, "No, I'm not white." He said, "What are you then?" He said, "What are you then?" Black boy. He said, "What are you then?" He said, "Well, I'm Jew." He said, "Where do your family come from?" Well, where? I'm not white though. I said, "Well, there's white Jews, there's black Jews. What are you? Aren't you white?" If you looked at me, he says, the Israeli guy said, "I'm white passing." He says that makes no fucking sense. What do you mean white passing? He says, "Bro, if I was in a room full of black people and I said I'm just black passing, what would they say?"
Right. I would understand.
And then he cut him up. He cut him up. He said, "Okay." He said, "So where are you from?" He said, "Well, my people are my grandfather and fathers are, they're from Morocco." So, okay, Morocco. Okay, what's 2 languages they speak in Morocco? This guy gonna say Spanish and French, and he said, "That's how I know you are European. You went straight to the European route." The 2 main languages in Morocco is some crazy word in Arabic. So you're European. Just admit it. You're European. You're not a real Jew. You're not, and everybody been attacked, bro. They be getting attacked left and right. So you know that the Lord is what? Crumbling that golden ball. You know?
Try to reveal the secret parts.
Yep, I should. Matter of fact, that uncover that locks.
Yeah.
Grab that.
Get that real quick.
Yeah, grab that.
This is the book of Isaiah 47, starting at the top. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
So no one looks at the Jewish people as these people who were of great atrocities like the Holocaust happened to them, and all these fake sob stories, and how everyone's attacking them, and anti-Semitism, and all this extra hoopla, when they are the one everyone's seeing, everyone's masks or the veil is being pulled over everybody's eyes. Everyone's like, wait, well, who starts all the wars? Y'all do. Who owns all the media? Y'all do. Who owns all the porn industries? Y'all do. Who owns all the, actually anything that messes with the world? Who owns it? Y'all do. Who owns the banking systems? Y'all do. So how is it that y'all are the ones creating all the turmoil on the earth, but then you want to play and cry? You want to play and cry wolf, cry sheep, but you are literally a wolf in sheep's clothing, and people see it for what it really is. So the Lord is also doing a great work, even though we want World War III to start right now. Other prophecies have to hit, and I believe through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shah that the mark of the beast, because mind you, these prophecies are going to hit around the same time, right? How do we know this, right? If there's been bills that have been being passed where the government is talking about making sure every American citizen has a wearable. Why? What does a wearable do now? It takes your blood pressure. It tells you your heart rate. You can store it tracks where you are, what you're doing. They're trying to put a wearable on everybody's arm. What comes after a wearable? Once you get used to everybody having all your stuff in one little place, which is on your wrist.
And most of the smartwatches nowadays have Apple Pay, Google Pay capability.
Yep, everything is.
And think about it, even just the natural motion of you using a watch and tapping is like this.
Yep.
So then when you get used to doing this, after a while, you take the wearable away, you put the chip in between the, right here, in between the middle finger, the thumb and the index finger.
Yep.
And
yep. Not to mention the Real ID. The Real ID is supposed to be a system where all your records in one place, meaning your medical records, your social security number, your banking, everything's in one place. And if you take that Real ID, the government basically can say this: you're no longer part of our society, and cut that one card off, and you have access to your identity is basically wiped. Why are they doing these things? Because they're getting the world geared and ready for the other prophecies that must come to pass. Because in their head, they believe that they're going to establish their own form of the kingdom of heaven, which is the new world order, right? But to do that, they have to still go through the motions of these other prophecies, right? They believe they're going to get their chip off and win, but we believe they're going to get their chip off and still lose.
Jordan 20.
Yep. I set that bounce.
No,
Job 9,
they start go through straights.
They should be in dire straits.
And they shall not fill a belly.
Yep, and they'll have quiet, and they shall not have quietness in their belly.
What you got? I'm gonna lay right off of that.
And then we get back into scriptures on endurance, because brothers need to really understand, yes, this is a time where it's going to feel like, mind you, the Lord is long suffering, right? We must be in the same spirit of long suffering, right? It does say oppression makes a wise man mad, and I understand that a lot of this stuff that's going on in the world, it makes you mad, it makes you angry. Man, I had a conversation with my mother earlier on so much stuff that just pisses me off, and I can't, being me working in the corporate world, I can't speak on certain things like the way I would love to, because of the freedom of speech.
Not really freedom of speech.
It's not really freedom of speech. Freedom of speech with a clause.
Yeah.
That clause is, yeah, you can say whatever you want, but don't be surprised of consequences if we don't like it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like,
That's the truth.
You have the freedom of speech, but
Actually,
there's consequences for it.
I'll even go even farther. The Constitution itself wasn't created for any person other than a white man. So all those laws and all those, look at you being a little bro, he just did some, that's how I know you used to play football. I almost knocked my phone out of his hand, he said, smooth too. He's like, caught that drum right down. Hey, I appreciate
My
it.
catch though.
No, that was some ultra instinct shit. But what I'm saying is, brothers need to understand that, listen, gradualism is a thing, right? Long suffering is a thing. What we call gradualism is the Lord's long suffering, right?
Patience. Yeah.
Patience is a virtue.
Let me bring this real quick.
Patience is a law. Go ahead.
Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So remember this: those who endure unto the end, those are those men and women that shall be saved, because they're going to be the reason. The Lord would not have brought this scripture or have it written down, if it wasn't going to be relevant. Every time the Lord speaks, every word written in the book, including the Apocrypha, Dead Sea Scrolls, Septuagint, and all the things that we're allowed to see, because there are books that we are not allowed to see until the kingdom of heaven is established, right? So we prophesy in part and we know in part, right? But everything that's written, it's written for our learning, for our understanding, for our wisdom. So because it says, those who endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, that means that you must endure. You will have that long suffering. You will go through that long, treacherous road to the kingdom of heaven. You will get your hopes up. You will be let down. But the Lord doesn't want the faint or the weak of heart. That's why it says in 2 Timothy 1:7, it says, I have not given thee a spirit of fear, but of love, love and of power and of a sound mind. Right? And I might have chopped that up a little bit, or I might have said that right. It's a lot. But you got to mind you, sound mind, love, power, and a sound mind. A man who is enduring, who understands his walk, understands that it wasn't supposed to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would receive it. When a man understands that, they will understand that endurance and long suffering has to happen, right? So we see the growing pains, we see the birth pangs, if you will. We're getting closer and closer to World War III, because we understand once World War III is here, what does that mean? Yahushua has to be coming soon.
Right in the mix.
Because World War III is not going to be going on that long before Yahushua gets back. Because remember, all the armies are going to be fighting. That takes a certain time. So these little bomb them, until China joins, Russia joins, India joins, and all these other nations join, we got to tread lightly and look at the writing on the wall. This is just the precursor, or Matthew 24th chapter, the beginning of sorrows. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but understand, this is not the end, right? And the crazy, I know y'all hear this crazy stuff with signs following. As I said, but this is not the end. I said the beginning, and all of a sudden you hear the rumbling. Hey, call Allah in Yahweh Shem El Shai.
I got some spot. Go ahead.
Romans 5, starting at 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given to us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically we take pride in tribulations, we delight in them. Why? Because we know that that's a triangle of our faith. The scriptures say that that a father that loveth his son doesn't spare the rod, or he often gives him the rod. Why? Because that chastisement, that spanking, if you will, it keeps a man in check.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps you on point. It keeps you humble, because
A healthy dose of fear.
exactly. If everything's always good, you kind of forget what the bad feels like. So the Most High has to throw you little jabs to let you know. Imagine being a fighter and you're on the win streak, and you took no damage all your fights.
I say you ain't take no hits.
You ain't take no hits.
One brother
And that one mother gets you all. No, not even
And
that.
then you start getting to the point where you start thinking, I'm unhittable. That's unbeatable.
And then to be that one bull, you get in the ring and you fucking him up.
You stop using defense. You start hitting.
The whole fight, you fucking him up. And then you fucking him up. And this man just one little quick overhand,
bang,
boom, and you're down. And you like, what just happened?
You forgot what it was like to get hit.
Yeah.
Because you were so high-minded that you let your defenses down.
Yep.
Right? And that's why we,
The Lord,
delight in that.
That's
Because
Esau for you.
it's basically us not letting our defenses down.
Yep. The Lord will keep you ready so you ain't got to get ready. Especially those who fear the Lord. The Lord is going to put you through turmoil a lot, because he's gearing you up for the later turmoils. Right? You gotta understand something. The Lord gonna always keep you on your toes when He loves you. When He ain't dealing with you, your life will actually might flourish. You either gonna be in the dirt because you ain't got no hedge of protection, or you gonna be all high because you ain't got no checks and balances. But that's also pride becomes what? Pride comes before a fall. Right? Remember, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's what the Lord like, yo, so you ain't getting jacked up a little bit, you might want to pray on that.
That's a season.
It's a time and yes, it's right. There's a time and a season for everything. I'm not talking about jacked up in the point where you getting destroyed. I'm talking about like you gotta once in the blue moon a little, hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing?
I know what they feel like.
And we all know what they feel like, bro. Like you ever something good happen to you and you start telling everybody about it. Yo, let me tell you what happened, dog. I got this. You told 10, 15 people, and then a week later they take it, they pull it from under you. Hey, we ain't gonna be able to give you that. You just told 30 people you about to get something new. But the Lord was like, bro, I'm trying to give you this blessing, but you already got your consolation. You out here boasting about it, and you ain't even let me finish finalizing it.
That's why even when it says giving alms, like when you bless a brother or you bless somebody, bless him in secret,
Yep.
and the Most High is going to reward you openly. So it's like you get the Most High bless you with whatever it is. Now, granted, you tell your inner circle, that's different, right?
Yeah, we're not talking about like the brethren.
That's your inner circle, but just going around, just co-workers and acquaintances, and yeah, man, I'm about to get this, man. I'm about to come up on this, this money. And next thing you know, you don't get it.
Yeah, bro. Like, yo, I'm ready. Yo,
instead of just going through the process, getting it, and then just living it, and then if it happens to come up in conversation,
I'm like, how'd you get that? Man, I got blessed a week ago, and I got this. But that's true, man. It's real. But the Lord will punch you in your throat. You ever see them Jones with
they're not cool at all.
No.
It's actually a guaranteed win if you hit somebody with that.
Yeah. That and eye socket. That eye socket in the temple.
And nuts.
But you ever get in a fight with somebody and just hit them like this, both your hands in their temples.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Yo, you see it on movies and it look like it's ass, but
No,
it's really not,
bro.
It'll fuck with the equilibrium.
Yeah,
They be like this.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's like a stun.
It's a stun. It's like an ew.
And
Like
at that point, you can
or
get away,
or
do what you want.
a simple slap. People are not expecting a slap. They're expecting you to try to throw a punch. Somebody walk up on you, just like, yo, bro, chill, yo.
You
And
slap somebody, you probably get shot, dog. That shit kind of like.
well, no, but it'll
very
stun.
feminine, like directed.
It'll stun the hell out of anybody.
You should feel like a chick when
you
it
get
happens to you.
slapped, bro. You gotta like process that. Like, hold
this
up.
nigga
Just slap me.
That shit's crazy.
You gotta
bro.
process that.
This nigga just slapped me.
That shit's not cool.
But that's how the Lord be. The Lord will slap you real quick. Like, hey. So we only just saying this to let the brothers know and you sisters know that listen, take your chastisement cheerfully, right? You gotta give glory unto the Lord when you're brought down low and when you're up high. You never want to take credit for anything because you really can't take credit for anything. Hear me out. 2 Bible verses in the Bible that kind of makes me say this, right? 1, your righteousness is as a filthy rags. That means there's literally nothing you can do that's going to really impress the Lord.
Right.
He don't
You can
care.
never go far enough.
You can never go far enough, right? So guess what? Why be high-minded when you really are nothing? And then when he called King David, the most beloved, the one who technically got away with murder.
He did.
Technically got away with murder. Guess what?
The Lord broke his heart.
All he said to him was, "You're nothing but a worm." If King David, the most beloved, got called a worm, then what are you? And because of those 2 things, I tread lightly with everything. I'll even catch myself. I'll be on some shit. Perfect example. We was in the gym yesterday. We benched 315, right? From Strong Tail. We benched 315. We did and I'm only saying this not to brag. I'm just giving perspective here. We did it was 20, 15, 12, 10, something like that. We did 315, right? And a brother can easily be on some like, yeah, I just put up 315, bro. I'm out here, bro. Ain't nobody stronger than me. Hey, bro, who allowed you to get that strong? Who gave you the body to be that strong? Who allowed you to not get hurt? Who gave you mercy? You got to look at life like that. Nothing you do is of your own fruition. Nothing. I don't care what kind of car you got, the Lord allowed you to have that car. What crib you live in, the Lord allows you to have that. You breathing right now, the Lord allows you to breathe. You woke up in the morning, the Lord allowed it. Once you start looking at life like that, then you will understand that the Lord will start to bless you a lot more. But at the same time, by staying that humble, you're never going to get ahead of yourself.
All right. 1 Samuel 2, starting at 6. The Lord Yahweh killeth and maketh alive.
Okay.
He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes, to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set them upon them.
Exactly.
They set the world.
He said the Lord. So the Lord said, right, and that's how we know that the earth is not moving. But we ain't gonna get into that right now. I ain't gonna get into that right now. I'm a Bible man. I don't care about your globe bullshit. Okay.
The brother asked some questions. Oh no, that's a whole nother brother. Shalom, brother. What's his
Shalom. What's that?
That's fair.
Let's pray thumb. What's good? Yes. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. What do you bring out?
Let's see, brother. Check him out. What did he say? He said, Salak asking this question, but are we still going to be catching hell during World War III?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes and no. Oh, hold on.
Well, no.
Let's answer it the right way.
Well, no.
Oh, no.
Because at World War III is going to be after America's destroyed. So at that point,
it's going to go on at the same time.
Not World War III. Remember, World War III is when all the nations are fighting in the Middle East. They're during when Howard Shah comes back.
Yeah.
We're not
remember the missiles are going to be shot here while World War III is going on. It's going to be a couple missions going on. He sent his angels to gather He sent the angels together. Then he sent the angels to go get those in this land to hide from the indignation. And then Yahweh Shah himself is going to be over there fighting. So America going to be at war too.
But I'm assuming he's talking during the climax of World War III. That's my assumption.
Bro,
maybe during the initial phases of World War III, yes.
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 During the climax, when it reaches its most powerful and violent point, no, they're going to be in a chariot.
They're going to be in a chariot.
All right. So in that case, so it's the way you look at it. But yes, World War III, we will be catching hell. Jacob's trouble, we will be catching hell. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. And remember, you also got to remember, in Jacob's trouble, and I just want to make this very clear, Jacob's trouble is for the wicked. But remember, after Jacob's trouble is basically coming to an end, and when I say coming to an end, it ain't really going to end because the whole world's going to be in turmoil. But remember, in 2nd Esdras, 16th and 70, it literally says there will be a great insurrection on those that fear the Lord because they're going to know exactly who the Lord's chosen are at that point. Right? How are they going to know that? Because they're going to go through Jacob's trouble, and these people are going to be saved up out of it. Right. They're going to they must be the Lord's people.
Right.
That's how they're going to know. That's why I'm saying, yes, we're going to have turmoil in all of it. All right? It's going to be a fearful time for all people, but those who are faithful, right, unto death shall get a crown of life, and those who are written in the book of life are going to be saved. Some brothers are going to be martyrs. Some brothers are going to be put into prisons and snares and holes and stuff like that for purposes and reasons. Remember, you can't do anything against the truth, but for the truth. So some brothers will get hemmed up, right? So you got to look at everything from the full lens and scope. All right.
This paradigm brought us out. 2nd Esdras 7, starting at 57. Then he answered me and said, "This is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say."
So look, read that part. Read it again. So you got to answer that he will suffer. First of all, we are on this earth. We're going to have war, and then 2, we will suffer. But if go ahead.
He says that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
So we got to go through the conditions of the battle. So that means yes, you're going to suffer. Bro. You might, and mind you, suffering could even be not afflicted on you. You might see a loved one die. You might see a loved one or a couple loved ones die, and you saved. Everybody in your family get hit, and I God forbid, but remember, it says 2/3 of our people were cut off. That's 2 out of every 3 people got to go. So understand something. You might be you and your girlfriend and your mom, and y'all running together trying to hide from whoever coming after you, and they both die and you don't. That's suffering. The Lord is telling you, hey, endure the suffering and look and get that victory, and I'm going to get all this back to you, bro. But you got to understand that seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Even though these are my 2 actual blood brothers, same blood running through our veins, I understand that I can't save them and they can't save me. So what we do is we iron sharpens iron, and we keep all of each other on point, so that if the Lord does give us the chance to keep us together and we all get on a chariot, we're going to be safe. Right? So the thing is, the only way I can protect these 2 brothers is by protecting myself and making sure that they're on their job. And the only way they can protect me is the same and vice versa. That's the whole point of the body. It's the whole point of the body. But I can't force this brother to pray. I can't force this brother to study. I could tell him, yo, bro, you slacking or you're macking. I could tell him, yo, bro, when's the last time you actually sent up a prayer? Right? These things I can tell you to do, but it's for you, of your spirit and your volition to want to do it. Right? So I said you can lead him to the water, can't make him drink. Right? But the good thing about us and our brotherhood up here, the Lord blessed my family, my father in particular. The reason why I say that, because we all came out of my father, our father. And so my father, obviously was blessed by the Lord in some kind of way, because for him to allow 3 Israelites to wake up from his loins, bro, I'm not gonna lie, that's rare. If you look around the whole nation of Israel, it's rare. And all us three are in it, and we do check and balances with us. It's actually easier to check and balance. He tell me to shut the hell up, I'm gonna shut the hell up. He tell me I'm going off, I'm going off. For example, he called me a week ago, yo, something you posted, bro, it don't look right. I know you ain't in that bad spirit, but it don't look right. I didn't even buck up. You right, delete. He called, this is my older brother. He called me tomorrow. I'm like, yo, bro, you fucking up. And he cursing me the hell out. You think I'm gonna buck up? No, because I understand the hierarchy.
At that one time, I was like, watch your body out.
Yeah, watch your body out. I understand the hierarchy, but guess what? The Lord put that spirit on us. We were brought up by a great man. I gotta give my father double honors. You know what I mean? Like, even if he couldn't give us all individual freaking love and attention because he had so many kids, my father did a great job of saying, hey, y'all stay together. I am my brother's keeper. And he actually showed us that by what? By example. Because he has two brothers, two older brothers. And he treats his brothers like gold. So what do you think we're going to do when we only see our father doing exactly that? The same thing. And then just on top of it, the Lord allowed all of us to wake up to this truth. So then it was like a boom, boom, boom. If that's not a blessing in itself, I don't know what is. Right? And that's how I look through spiritual lens. I'm like, yo, the Lord allowed us to see a great man do his works. Yes, my father's flawed. All people are flawed. We're in the flesh. But he has done enough where I cannot sit here and allow anyone to talk bad about my pop. And then when I look at the men around me and how they were brought up, they all got their own careers, their own houses, everything. The Lord blessed them with businesses. Bro, I got to sit here and say, yo, call lawyer and Yahweh Shem Shah and double honors to my father. Simple as that, man. All right, so you gotta lock in with yourself with the Lord. You gotta do these things. You gotta go through the motions, man. That's why seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling, but at the same time you must endure. Because let's just say we all, and God forbid that ever happens, but let's just say I'm with these brothers and we running from the Girder troops or something. I don't know, sleeper cells, Iranian sleeper cells, and we trying to get away, right? And we want to move day after day after day. We ain't sleeping 3 days. We just moving and moving and moving, trying to stay alive, right? And one of the brothers start getting weary. Come on, bro, we got to keep moving. But if his spirit is broken, what can I do?
Who can bear?
Who can bear? Yeah, who can bear a wounded spirit? Beautiful. Who can bear a wounded spirit? You know? So I for water for Yahweh Shem Shah for allowing us to even give this lesson on endurance and understanding, because we didn't know what we were going to talk about, but we also understand that they went from World War III about to start to it's only a 12-day war. Hold up, and that was like, I ain't gonna lie, that was a little stressful. Like, come on, man, come on, somebody need to kick this fucking door in.
That's something like
Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2, starting at the top. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
It's talking about prophecies. We understand that World War III is coming. Though it tarry, wait for it.
It
seems like it,
but it's
coming.
really not.
It's
basically
coming.
Meaning that it may seem like it's a long time and it's dragging out to you, but just know that behind the scenes in Yahweh's time, everything is moving according to plan.
Yep.
It's 100% perfect. All right, there's no setbacks. The production is perfect.
Right.
It's just that to you want it done on your timeline, and it's like, no, it's on my timeline. But just be patient because it's coming, bro.
And the Lord knows that everybody's not going to be patient. The Lord knows that everybody's not going to long suffer. The Lord knows that everybody's not going to endure to the end. That's why he made those clauses in the scriptures to make sure you can understand it. That's why all you brothers that are in the know, that know this truth, when that time comes and when your ticket's about to get called, because mind you, we all going to get that chance to prove ourselves. That we remember, as Israelites, because of our bloodline, we already got to go to ticket. Just because you got to go to ticket doesn't mean it's getting punched. Remember that. And the only way to get that punched is to prove your faith. And guess what? That time to get your ticket punched is coming. Though it tarry, wait for it, but it's coming. So that's why the Lord says, be prepared for the battle. Be ready for the battle. Right? When you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right?
Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, But the just shall live by faith.
But the just shall live by faith. And because we are just, or at least we're striving to be justful men, and by our bloodline, we are justful men because we come from the seed of the promise, right? We gotta go through it. I don't know how to stress it enough. You gotta go through it. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. You gotta go through it.
No other way around.
There's no other round. There's not multiple paths to the kingdom of heaven. There isn't. I could take this route. I could take this route. Like this ain't. There isn't no.
I could serve God my way.
I got a personal
relationship.
I got a personal relationship with God. Yo, what relationship do you have that I don't? Because I don't know what you're talking about. You don't choose the Lord chooses you.
Right.
And we can see who the Lord is dealing with based off of works. It's an indicator. Those men who are doing this work are more than likely blessed by Yahweh Shem Shah, because they wouldn't even have the spirit to want to do the work. Even those who got spewed out, the Lord was dealing with you for a while. But when he was like, yo, your spirit, you're too weak, you can't endure, you're not really built for this, he spew you out and let you go. Now, how many brothers do you think we seen get spewed out and let go because they didn't have endurance?
Yeah, we saw it.
We saw it.
And there's indications that's about to happen too.
And it's, you always see when it's about to happen.
Yeah.
They start being on their phone too much, not really in sync, I can't. They start complaining about things that they could have controlled. They start making excuses or not being accountable. They start blaming the Lord for everything that's happening, like they didn't have a part in it. And then all of a sudden you start noticing, oh, they don't come to camp one week. Oh, yo, making excuses not to come. And then they stop posting videos. They stop doing their work, bro. No daily edification, exhortation. You start noticing the patterns, like, yo. And then you start, and brothers who are in the thick of it gonna go like, yo, I don't know, bro. We look like he's getting a little weak over there. And then guess what? As the body, what do? We got to do what? Because the Lord told us what? I am my brother's keeper. Right? It doesn't say that, but you know what I mean.
Right, we're rebuking that mind.
We're going to rebuke that mind. Yo, bro, you a little lukewarm right now, brother. You all right? You need something?
Somebody hit me with a drum before.
Yeah, he hit me too. Bro, this brother.
I hit myself.
Yeah, this brother, the word samak means support. The brother is a great support system. You're going off a little bit, he will tell you about yourself. I don't know, man. You ain't put up a video in 3 weeks. You all right? Something going on? I know. And then he'll check you as soon as you start bitching and complaining about dumb shit. Hey, I don't want to hear the fuckery. Just tell me what's going on. So you ain't got to sugarcoat with me, bro. You can't lie to the Lord. You can't lie or hide from the Lord. So me coming to you is basically the Lord telling me to come to you. What's up? And that's the Lord giving chances. And guess what? The brothers who are weak, because the Lord don't want no weak men. And this is the thing I ain't got to mind. Brothers understand. You got to be militant. When I say militant, I'm not talking about you got to be ready to pick up a gun and shoot.
You got to be strong like this. You
got to be strong like a soldier.
That's why it says endure hardness as a good soldier. So
endure hardness as a good soldier. And what are good soldiers? What do? They're faithful unto death. A good soldier get captured and tortured, and he's sitting there just
I'm not giving up no.
Not giving up no effort. Nails being pulled out. Nope. Fingernails getting pulled out, breaking fingers, and they just take it.
He'd rather die.
He'd rather die
in pain than live with the embarrassment and sorrow, knowing that he gave up his comrades.
Exactly, and that's what brothers need to understand. That's what this is, man. We are at war. We're on the front lines, man. We're on the front lines. It's a spiritual warfare. What's crazy is the so-called white man knows it's a spiritual warfare. That's why they do the things they do. That's why they have the symbolism in all their movies, their TV shows, the news. This is why they say the things they do. This is why they believe in cosmic karma and witches. That's why it's called Hollywood. Hollywood is from what? Wizards. The wood is used for like the wand. That's why it's called Hollywood. If you should do some studying, you'll figure all that shit out. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just giving you simple fucking information. Why are they so into the devil and Baphomet and all these things? Why are they like that? If they're so into the devil so much, guess what? There has to be an opposing opposition force, which is what? The Yahweh Shem Shah. But then when you go even deeper, you learn that the Lord is controlling both sides. Then you go, oh, all right, let me just get right with the big man, because he got them thinking that they can win just so he can fuck them up. Oh, right. They in a trick bag. But that's a little deeper, right? But how are you going to get that deep if you're not enduring and going through the rigmarole and daily, battle, learning and weaving and getting punched in the face and getting back up and getting punched and kicked down and getting back up? How would you know any of these things? How can you be ready for the battle if you didn't go through any smaller
They
battles.
say that usually the best fighters in the world are those who spar the most.
Yep, those who spar the most because they used to get hit. You get hit more than enough times, you're gonna learn not to get hit in that way. If every time you fight this one boy, he just jabbing you, pop, pop,
But
pop.
if you spar him once a week for a 12 in a 12-week camp, and then your opponent sparring 4 or 5 times a week in a 12-week camp, he's going to be far more experienced than you when it comes fight night.
And that's equated with this work. If you only putting up one video a week, now mind you, going out is more important, I would say. So, but
This is considered a lesson.
But this is considered a lesson. So let's say if you're going out and let's say if you used to do 3 videos a week, but now you only doing 1. Well, guess what, man? You backtracking a little bit. Now, I'm not telling every man his own measure when it comes to his faith and his work. I'm not the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who tell you what they want whenever they want. I ain't all that, bro. I'm just saying you should feel good about yourself by doing the Lord's work. Like we all tired. I'm talking tired. 10-hour shift, 11-hour shift, 12 hours. We like, yo, I'm ready to go down. What's the first thing brother say? Yo, be at camp at 7:15, 7:30. We always like, you right. No bucking up. Get through the work. But guess what? After we close out camp, I'm gonna feel so much better. I'm gonna get in the house. I'm like, you know what? Let's take a shower, relax. I gave the Lord his due offering. You know. But go ahead.
2 Ezra 7 to the point. If this city, the kingdom of heaven, is now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance?
So if you didn't go through the danger, you know, presenting your body as a living sacrifice, right? Having faith that the Lord has angels encamped around you. Because mind you, we behind enemy lines. We're in literally New Mecca. This is the most Muslims in per capita in any city in the country. You come to Philly, everywhere you look, you see women garbed up, dudes with they fucking whatever. Everywhere you go, we literally out here in our fringes. We had a camp. Boy thought we was Muslim because he seen us out there. He was like, what do you say? Whatever. Ashalama. He said something like that. And we just looked at him, Shalom. And he looked back and he's like, all right, bro. That's how much. That's how much. But guess what? They hate us. They could easily just pull up one day and just try to shoot us all up. But the Lord ain't allowing that to happen.
I'm sure they want to.
And I'm sure they want to, but the Lord ain't allowing it to happen. You can't pass the bounds the Lord has set. Right? And so we have that kind of faith. If you ain't going through the battles, how can you have the endurance to be able to endure what's really coming? Because right now, if you falling out now, or you fell out in the past 5 years, bro, you're a pussy. And I gotta say it like that. Sorry, not sorry. Because you're not going through nothing yet. This ain't hard.
You're going through a little financial
You're going through a little financial shit.
Little
You might,
BM shit.
yeah, like your BM being a demon.
Little family shit.
Yeah, you might got into it with a brother here and there. You might get some scoffing. You know, you might have lost a job.
It sucks, yeah.
But
it
it was
ain't nothing compared to Jacob's trouble.
It's nothing compared to what's about to come.
Yo, on some, it's a lot, good brother. On some funny shit, is to land back what you said. This is funny shit. You ever heard a ball be like, one of them tracks be like, I just want to say I'm sorry to absolutely no one.
Talking about Conor McGregor.
That shit was all
I
that.
want to say I'm sorry to absolutely no one. Yeah, you're right. Because guess what? You men that fell out, you weren't built for the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
You gonna come through the loins as a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 10th generation in a low estate. And you gonna look up and the Lord gonna allow you to remember, remember you used to do that work. You remember that brother right there? Oh snap, that's Samab. Yeah. He part of the elect. You used to camp with him. And you gonna feel that shame. Yeah, you gonna be in the kingdom of heaven, but you gonna feel that shame. You gonna like, damn, I could have been up there with him.
Damn, like imagine laboring for like 10 years and then you fall out the very year before y'all shot your back.
That's judgment.
And you gonna live the kingdom like, yo, you trying to tell me I fell out December 2027 and the Lord came back April 2028?
That's judgment by
Bro,
itself.
right now, mind you, if the Lord come back on December 2027, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, what the hell? Remember that day? I'm like, bro, what's up, bro? You all right? touch it. But I'm just saying, man, and I gotta keep it real. Like, you a pussy. The Lord is not dealing with none of that. He's not dealing with it. And I know people don't want to hear it. And, oh my God, why did he call me pussy and all that? Bro, we're not weak. We're not weak in our speech, right? Though I be rude in speech, not according to knowledge.
You a scaredy cat?
Not according to knowledge, because obviously I know what I'm talking about. And because I know what I'm talking about, just because you don't like the delivery, that means it wasn't for you. And if you can't receive what I'm telling you, then guess what? You need to pray on that too.
You can't take your emotions out of truth, then you're not ready.
Gotta read this. This is one of my favorite precepts and what brother was going into. Yeah, Sirach 2. But the point is, I'm gonna hit 3 though. Sirach 2 and 3.
What do you put up?
He said,
Oh, I'm so tired.
Sirach 2 and 2 and 3. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in a time of trouble. That's real. And then it says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. That's the
See,
point.
may be increased at the last end, because if you go there and make haste, and a lot of times brothers fall out. They going through a little turmoil. They feeling something. They got into it with a brother. They feeling, oh, hey brother, I can't with the brother no more. Hey bro, you know what you're saying right now, right? You sure that can't be reconciled? Aren't you supposed to be your brother's keeper?
There's nothing
There's
that's
nothing unreconcilable. If it wasn't no, he killed your damn. He
fucked my wife. Like,
all right, that one I'd be like, all right.
yeah, but like petty shit, man.
It be petty stuff. Oh, I can't with him no more, so I'ma just, all right, well, make sure you do your work then. And all of a sudden, that was the, you already was, you know, my mother trying to get in the door, he shaking his hand, the Parkinson's and shit.
Call it an excuse, man.
Yo, bro, but just put the key in the door. Well, guess what? You were already like that, and guess what? You dropped the keys. Now you want to outside. Didn't walk through the door. Now you sitting here fending for yourself. And what happens when people got to fend for themselves when they're not strong enough? They fall out. This truth wasn't meant for us to be alone. That's why the Lord in the scripture says, gather thyself together.
It's not good for a man to be alone.
It's not good for a man to be alone. You're not supposed to be alone. So you think you can go ahead and do this on your own? Prove it. Some brothers can, but even the brothers that I know that say that they can do it on their own still got little factions of people that they still chill with. You know what I mean? They're not really on their own. They might go out from time to time on their own, but
people are not meant to be alone, bro.
Exactly.
It's reality. That's why there's a such thing as loneliness. It's really a thing, because we're not meant to be alone. It doesn't mean you have to be amongst a group of people, but companionship is a real thing. It's a necessity to life. Especially when you're trying to build.
that.
Especially when you're trying to build.
Remember that what's that movie what's it called, Lost? With the bull, Tom Hanks? Remember when he put the Castaway, right? Proven point. He was alone that he had to turn a ball into an actual a companion. Where he was so in love with his companion, talked to it every day, because if he didn't, he was gonna go insane.
Will Smith on I Am Legend.
Yep.
He was going to the store. Hey, how you doing, Joyce? And he was acting like he was flirting with her and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
because being alone, you go insane, man. Right? And being in this truth, if you alone, bro, you more than likely gonna fall out. Whether you think you not or not, if you think you are or not, you more than likely gonna fall out. Because it's nothing like just one phone call from a brother saying, yo, get your ass to camp, dog. You right.
it holds you accountable.
It holds you accountable.
Even when you don't feel like it and you do it, it's not necessarily about the initial feeling. It's about the post feeling. Just like you sometimes you'll be feeling like going to the gym and you're like,
Yeah,
but then as soon as you get in the gym, you start going through it. The first warm up, you be like, but then after you get warmed up, you start getting in the lift.
Or like this brother would do. He'll probably feel like that, and he'll end up randomly calling me. What you doing? I'm in the gym. He'll be like, oh fuck that, I'm in there now.
Yeah,
you're in there now.
It happened the other day.
Yeah, happened the other day.
I drip my job. I work. Well, I got to travel around for my job. So I work where I drive literally 30 minutes out over the bridge into Jersey. We in Philly right now, so I drive out every day. There's been times I come home, I'm driving home like I'm about to go home and lay down, and I get a phone call. Yo, where you at? I'm driving home, dog. What's up? Nigga, we in the gym right now. We doing legs. I'm like,
I know, right? You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it, dog.
all right, man, I'm on my way, dog. And guess what? Then, like you said, when you get in there,
it's
like
the best workout you had.
especially
like,
when you're in there, bro.
You go hard as shit. It used to be all.
And you feel great when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
yep. And then you're like, damn. I'm
And then
glad
that chill feels so much better. It's so much better,
bro.
bro.
Accomplished. You got the same thing with this work, right? Brother Ariah used to say, Brother Ariah, shout out to that brother. He used to say all the time, it's not when you want to do it, it's when you don't want to do it, and when you do it, watch how you feel after that. That's when the Lord counting it, right? Not like we obviously having the zeal for the Lord or being zealous about this truth. Being in the spirit is cool, but it's them days where you're like, man, I don't even feel like going out. But you told yourself that morning you was gonna go out, right? And then that demon on you, like, man, just go out tomorrow. Just chill
You know
today.
what? And those
Just go out
camps
tomorrow.
on fire.
Just chill today. Just go out tomorrow. And all of a sudden you like, nah, man, I gotta go out. You might not feel like it. You finally get out here, man. We don't know what we talking about, and out of nowhere, yo, what's up? All right, just start talking. Da-da-da, and out of nowhere, you just blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden it gets super edifying. You like, you and all that, yo, bro, that was a crazy camp. I didn't even want to come out. That was the Lord, right? I had a bunch of scriptures on endurance we can end with.
I got one we can end with. This is James 5 and 11. Let me see if I can start up. 10. Take my brethren the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Beautiful. That's perfect.
So hey, ultimately throughout all your sufferings and afflictions, all the pitiful things and terrible things that the Most High put you through,
What's the day of atonement?
it's probably in like September.
I know it's always around so hot.
I gotta look into it, but it's like around. It's coming up in the next month or two.
That's good. I just want to make sure. Yep.
So hey, throughout all the afflictions and tribulations the Most High put you through, which is pitiful and terrible, at the latter end of that, what happened with Job? Job was blessed sevenfold, greater than he was prior to going through the hell. And that's what the Most High is going to do to us, but infinitely, bro.
Yeah.
So Lord willing, this video was edifying to your brothers and your sisters on the Power Board. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Hawar, Kakadash.
and double honors again to our elders and apostles of the Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom, brother. Shalom, shalom. Prayer down. See you soon, brother.